Do you sometimes feel like your body doesn't bounce back quite like it used to? Maybe you notice that little sniffle hangs around for longer, or you seem to pick up every bug going around. It's easy to feel a bit frustrated, maybe even a little vulnerable. As the years go by and these things start to happen, it's a reality many of us face. A silent challenge that can make you worry about staying healthy and active. You might wonder why you suddenly seem more susceptible, why you need more time to recover, or why you have to be extra careful during cold and flu season. It can make you feel like you're constantly on the defensive, or even hold you back from doing things you love because you're worried about getting sick. But what if I told you that understanding why these changes happen is the first step to feeling more in control and supporting your body's natural defenses? Even as you get older, it's not about turning back the clock, but about understanding the amazing machine that is your body and how it subtly changes. And crucially, what you can do to help it along. In this video, we're going to look at 6 key things that naturally shift within your immune system after the age of 65, and we'll explore practical, simple ways to work with your body, not against it. These are changes that affect us all, but knowing about them is empowering. Stay with me until the very end, because I'm going to share something that might genuinely surprise you about how much influence you still have over your health. Let's dive into the first of these 6 changes that happen as we get older. And it involves some of the most important soldiers in your body's defense force, the T cells. Think of your immune system like a vast, incredibly complex army protecting your body from invaders, viruses, bacteria, rogue cells. T cells are like highly specialized scouts and commandos. They hunt down infected cells, coordinate attacks, and remember past enemies. As you move past 65, one of the significant shifts is that your body's production of new or naive T cells slows down considerably. The factory that makes these fresh recruits, called the thymus, starts to shrink dramatically from puberty onwards. But its function really tapers off as we age. What you're left with is an army composed more of seasoned veterans, memory T cells that remember past battles, but fewer young, adaptable soldiers ready to face entirely new threats. This means your immune system might be slower or less effective at recognizing and mounting a defense against a virus or bacterium it hasn't encountered before. You've got plenty of soldiers who know how to fight off that cold you had 5 years ago. But a brand new flu strain or a novel virus might take them longer to identify and tackle. You might notice this as getting sicker from new infections than perhaps you did in your younger years, or taking longer to recover. It's not that your immune system stops working, it just becomes less agile and diverse in its response to the completely unknown. So, what can you do to support your T cells as they age while you can't rebuild your thymus? You can help keep your existing T cell population healthy and functional. One of the most powerful tools you have is regular physical activity. You might think exercise is just for muscles and heart health, but it plays a crucial role in immune function too. Even gentle exercise, like a brisk walk for 30 minutes most days, helps to circulate immune cells, including T cells, around the body, making them more effective at finding pathogens. It also helps reduce stress. And chronic stress is a known suppressor of immune function, including T cell activity. Think of it like keeping the troops mobile and alert, rather than letting them become stagnant. You don't need to run a marathon. Simple, consistent movement makes a big difference. Finding enjoyable ways to move, whether it's gardening, dancing, walking with a friend, or gentle stretching, is key. Consistency is more important than intensity. This movement helps your body manage inflammation, which we'll touch on later, and creates a healthier environment for your immune cells to operate in. Another way to support your T cells is through nutrition. Specific nutrients play a role in maintaining immune cell health. Vitamin D is particularly important. Many older adults are deficient. It's not just for bones. Vitamin D receptors are found on many immune cells, including T cells, and adequate levels are needed for them to function properly. Getting a little sunshine safely helps your body make vitamin D. But dietary sources like fatty fish or fortified foods, or even a supplement if recommended by your doctor, can be crucial. Zinc is another mineral vital for T cell development and function. You can find zinc in foods like lean meats, poultry, beans, nuts, and seeds. Ensuring you have a varied diet rich in fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains provides the building blocks and micronutrients your immune system needs to stay as robust as possible. It's about fueling your army with the right supplies. Staying hydrated by drinking plenty of water throughout the day is also surprisingly important for overall cellular function, including that of your T cells. Alongside T cells, your body also relies heavily on B cells. These are like the artillery of your immune system. Their main job is to produce antibodies, which are Y-shaped proteins that act like guided missiles, specifically designed to recognize and neutralize invaders like viruses and bacteria, or mark them for destruction by other immune cells. Antibodies are also what provide immunity after you've been vaccinated or had an infection. The memory B cells are ready to quickly produce antibodies if they see that specific pathogen again. As you age past 65, the second key change in your immune system is that your B cells become less effective. They might produce fewer antibodies overall. The antibodies they do produce might be less specific and less potent, and the process of generating new antibodies in response to a novel threat or a vaccine slows down. This is one reason why vaccines, while still incredibly important and highly recommended, might not provide quite the same level of protection or last as long in older adults compared to younger people. Your body's ability to mount that strong, rapid antibody response is somewhat diminished. You might experience this as being more vulnerable to infections even after getting vaccinated, or finding that booster shots are particularly important to maintain protection. It's like the artillery unit is still there, but the manufacturing of precise, powerful missiles is slower and less efficient. So, how can you help your B cells stay productive just like with T cells? General healthy lifestyle habits are foundational. A nutrient-rich diet provides the essential vitamins and minerals. B cells need to mature and produce antibodies. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in fatty fish like salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds, have anti-inflammatory properties that can help support B cell function. Vitamins B6, B12, and folate are also important for immune cell health, including B cells. These are found in a variety of foods including leafy greens, legumes, fortified cereals, and lean meats. Ensuring you're getting enough protein is also vital, as antibodies themselves are made of protein. Aim for good quality protein sources at each meal. Think of nourishing your body with a wide variety of colorful foods to ensure you're getting a spectrum of nutrients. Managing stress is another crucial factor. Chronic stress can suppress antibody production. Finding healthy ways to manage stress, whether through meditation, spending time in nature, pursuing hobbies, or connecting with loved ones, can have a positive impact on your B cell function. Adequate sleep is also non-negotiable for a healthy immune system, including optimal B cell activity and antibody production. While you sleep, your body is busy repairing and regenerating, and immune cells, including B cells, rely on this process. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep per night. Creating a relaxing bedtime routine and ensuring your bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool can help improve sleep quality. It's about creating the best possible environment for your body's antibody factories to do their job efficiently. Now, moving from the soldier cells themselves, let's look at where many of them are initially trained and mature. The thymus. I mentioned it shrinking earlier when talking about T cells, and that shrinking is the third significant change. The thymus is a small organ located behind your breastbone, and it's absolutely critical in childhood and adolescence for producing and maturing T cells. It's where young T cells learn to recognize the difference between your body's own cells and foreign invaders, preventing them from attacking your own tissues. As we age, the thymus undergoes a process called involution, where it gradually shrinks and much of its functional tissue is replaced by fat. By the time you're over 65, your thymus is often less than 10% of its maximum size in puberty and produces very few new T cells. This dramatic decline in thymus function is a major contributor to the reduced diversity and production of new T cells we discussed earlier. It means your immune system has a limited ability to generate fresh recruits specifically trained to fight off completely novel threats. You're relying heavily on the memory cells you've built up over a lifetime. This isn't something you can reverse. But understanding it helps explain why building a robust immune memory through vaccinations and healthy exposures over a lifetime is so valuable, and why supporting the function of your existing T cells is crucial. The fourth major shift is something you might have heard about: an increase in chronic low-grade inflammation, often referred to as inflammaging. Inflammation is your body's natural response to injury or infection. It sends immune cells to the site to heal and fight off pathogens. It's a vital, short-term process. However, as you age, many people experience a persistent low level of inflammation throughout the body, even when there's no obvious injury or infection. It's like the immune system is constantly on a low alert, causing wear and tear on tissues and organs over time. This chronic inflammation isn't just a symptom of aging. It actively contributes to the decline in immune function and is linked to many age-related diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and neurodegenerative conditions. It essentially creates a less healthy environment for your immune cells to operate in, making them less effective at responding to real threats and potentially contributing to those aches and pains you might feel. It's as if the Army's barracks are constantly under mild stress, impacting the soldier's readiness and performance. Combating inflammaging is one of the most impactful things you can do for your immune health as you age. Diet plays a huge role here. Shifting towards an anti-inflammatory diet can make a significant difference. This means focusing on foods rich in antioxidants and healthy fats, and reducing foods that promote inflammation. Load up on fruits and vegetables, especially colorful ones, which are packed with antioxidants. Include sources of omega-3 fatty acids like fatty fish, flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts. Use olive oil as your primary fat source. Incorporate spices known for their anti-inflammatory properties, like turmeric and ginger. On the flip side, try to reduce processed foods, sugary drinks, refined carbohydrates, and excessive red and processed meats, which can fuel inflammation. Think of eating as a way to calm the constant low-level alarm bells in your body. Maintaining a healthy weight also helps manage inflammation, as excess body fat, particularly around the middle, produces inflammatory substances. Regular, moderate exercise, as we discussed, is another powerful anti-inflammatory tool. It helps reduce inflammatory markers in the body and improve circulation. Supporting overall health, getting enough sleep is also vital, as poor sleep can increase inflammation, and managing stress remains crucial. Chronic stress elevates cortisol levels, which can promote inflammation. Think of these lifestyle changes as dampening the constant low-level fire, allowing your immune system to focus its energy on actual threats when they arise, rather than being constantly distracted. Next up is the fifth change: the slower and less robust response to new infections and vaccinations. We touched on this when discussing T and B cells, but it's a distinct functional outcome of their aging. When a new pathogen enters your body, your immune system needs to identify it, mobilize the right cells, and mount a targeted attack. This process involves complex communication and coordination between different immune components. As you age, this communication network can become less efficient. The time it takes for your immune system to recognize a novel threat, activate the appropriate T and B cells, and start producing antibodies or killing infected cells can be significantly longer. This delay gives the pathogen more time to multiply and establish itself, which is why infections can be more severe and last longer in older adults. Similarly, the response to a new vaccine, which introduces a weakened or inactive form of a pathogen to train your immune system, can be slower and result in fewer memory cells and lower antibody levels than in younger individuals. This doesn't mean vaccines are ineffective, far from it. They are still incredibly important and literally life-saving. But it explains why booster shots are often recommended to enhance and prolong protection, and why staying up to date with recommended vaccinations is paramount as you age. It's like the Army's communication lines are a bit slower, and it takes longer to get the message out and mobilize the troops effectively against a surprise attack. So, how can you help your immune system respond more effectively? Staying current with vaccinations is the #1 practical step related directly to this point. Annual flu shots, pneumonia vaccines, shingles vaccines, and COVID-19 vaccines and boosters as recommended by your doctor are crucial layers of defense that help your aging immune system recognize common threats before you encounter the real thing. Think of it as providing your immune system with cheat sheets for potential exams. Beyond vaccinations, maintaining overall health through diet, exercise, sleep, and stress management provides the best possible foundation for your immune cells to communicate and respond efficiently. Nutrient deficiencies or chronic stress can further impair this response speed. Social connection can also play a surprising role here. Studies have shown that loneliness and social isolation can negatively impact immune function, including the speed of response. Staying connected with friends and family provides emotional support and reduces stress, which indirectly helps your immune system. It's about supporting the overall health and environment of your body so your immune cells can do their best job, even if they are a little older. Finally, the 6th significant change relates to something that might not immediately come to mind when you think about your immune system, but it's incredibly influential: your gut microbiome. This is the vast community of trillions of bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other microbes living in your digestive tract. It's not just about digestion. Your gut microbiome plays a crucial role in educating and regulating your immune system. A healthy, diverse gut microbiome helps train immune cells, prevents the growth of harmful bacteria, and influences inflammation. As you age, the composition of your gut microbiome often changes. It tends to become less diverse, with a reduction in beneficial bacteria and an increase in some potentially harmful ones. This shift can negatively impact immune function, contributing to increased inflammation and a weaker defense against pathogens. It's like the vital support staff and training ground for the Army starts to become less effective, impacting the soldier's overall readiness. Supporting a healthy gut microbiome is a powerful way to support your aging immune system. The most effective way to do this is through your diet. Eating a diet rich in fiber is fundamental because beneficial gut bacteria feed on fiber. Load up on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. These provide prebiotics, essentially food for your good bacteria. Incorporating probiotic-rich foods can also be helpful. These are foods that contain live beneficial bacteria, like yogurt with live and active cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and other fermented foods. Start slowly if you're new to these. Think of these foods as helping to fertilize and repopulate the healthy garden in your gut. Avoiding unnecessary antibiotics is also important, as antibiotics kill off beneficial bacteria along with the harmful ones. If you need antibiotics, talk to your doctor about how to support your gut health afterward. Managing stress and getting enough sleep also influence the gut microbiome composition. Chronic stress and sleep deprivation can disrupt the balance of gut bacteria. Staying hydrated helps maintain a healthy digestive system environment, which in turn supports your microbiome. And finally, exercise also appears to have a positive effect on gut diversity. So, many of the lifestyle factors we've already discussed, diet, exercise, sleep, stress management, are interconnected and work together to support not just individual immune cells, but the entire complex ecosystem that contributes to your body's defense. It's about nurturing the whole environment in which your immune system operates. So, we've talked about some significant shifts that happen in your immune system as you age, typically after 65. We've looked at how your T cells become less diverse, how your B cells produce fewer effective antibodies, How the thymus, that crucial training ground, shrinks dramatically. How chronic low-level inflammation can increase. How your response to new threats and vaccines slows down. And how the incredibly important gut microbiome tends to shift. These are natural parts of the aging process, and it's completely normal to experience some of the effects of these changes, like taking longer to recover from illness or needing to be more diligent with vaccinations. But here's the encouraging part, and perhaps the surprising thing I mentioned at the beginning. While you can't stop time, you have significant influence over how well your immune system functions. Despite these age-related changes, the painful reality is that aging does bring changes that can make you feel more vulnerable. But the secret is that lifestyle choices can dramatically mitigate these effects. Remember those simple, practical steps we discussed. Eating a nutrient-dense, anti-inflammatory diet rich in fiber and beneficial microbes. Engaging in regular, gentle physical activity. Prioritizing 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Actively managing stress through relaxation techniques or enjoyable activities. Staying socially connected and, crucially, staying up to date with recommended vaccinations. These aren't minor adjustments. They are powerful levers you can pull to support your aging immune system and enhance your overall resilience. Think of these lifestyle changes as providing your body's aging army with the best possible resources, training, and support system available. You're not trying to make the soldiers young again, but you're making sure the veterans are well-fed, well-rested, mobile, have clear communication channels, and are supported by a healthy infrastructure. Your gut. Making conscious choices about what you eat, how you move, how much you sleep, and how you manage stress can directly impact the health and function of your immune cells. Reduce unnecessary inflammation, improve your response to challenges, and foster a healthier gut environment. It might seem overwhelming to tackle all of these at once, but remember, small, consistent changes add up over time. Start with 1 or 2 areas that feel most manageable for you. Maybe it's adding a daily walk, incorporating more vegetables into your meals, or dedicating 15 minutes before bed to wind down and prepare for sleep. Every positive step you take is an investment in your immune health and your overall well-being. You have the power to support your body's natural defenses and help it function at its best. No matter your age, understanding these changes isn't about dwelling on what's declining. It's about recognizing the reality and using that knowledge to empower yourself. It's about taking proactive steps to live vibrantly and minimize the impact of these natural shifts. Don't underestimate the incredible capacity of your body to adapt and respond when you provide it with the right support. What has been your experience with changes in your health as you've gotten older? Have you noticed you get sick more often? Or that recovery takes longer? Or perhaps you found specific habits that have really helped you feel more resilient? Sharing your thoughts and experiences in the comments below could be incredibly helpful and encouraging to others in our community. Let's learn from each other. If you found this information helpful and empowering, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps more people like you find this content. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss future videos dedicated to helping you live your healthiest, happiest life at every age. Thank you for watching. Remember, aging is a journey, and you can navigate it with strength, resilience, and vitality. Live your best life at every age.